What's up guys, Passive here, back with another video, and this is going to be a tutorial on how to use Lithium, which is a new Discord bot I've created. Now what this bot is for is basically all moderation commands, anti-spam, logging and that sort of stuff. So we can get started by inviting the bot. Let's just go invite. We'll get a link there. I'll just create a new server so we can actually show what's going on, but let's just go Lithium and create that. And now if we follow that invite link, we can invite the bot to our server. So if we just go to the one that we've made called Lithium, you know that, I'm not a robot, and then it'll join our server. Now it'll give you a little help command and tell you what the help command actually is basically. But if we go help, we get a little interactive thing with all the commands and everything that's in the bot. So if we go through, we can see we've got the help commands, command info, then we've got server info, the invite link, user info, role info, user count, role list, role members. Then we've got ticketing, which is basically, say your server admins want an easy way for users to submit issues with the server and that sort of thing. You can use the ticketing modules to set up tickets and have users vote on different things. Then we've got our auto mod. So basically what that is, it filters out spam from your server. There's also no invite, so say someone posts an invite linking your channel, it'll automatically remove that. Then we've got the no invite message, so that's the response that you can set for the no invite thing. Then we've got no mention all, which basically blocks the use of @everyone and @here. Then we've got the no mention message, which is basically a message that replies for no mention all. Then we've got no mass mention, which basically takes any mentions. So for example, I go at lithium, at lithium, at lithium, at lithium, at lithium. And if there's more than 5 mentions, it'll automatically remove that message. So basically it stops users from spamming heaps of different roles or users in this. Next we've got our no IPs, so basically if you post any IP in the chat, it will automatically remove that, meaning that obviously users can't just go ahead and dox someone, I suppose. Then next we've got our no toxicity, which basically there's a Google API called Perspective, and what this does, I'll just show you guys real quick, but if we go to that, we've got this Perspective API here, and basically what it does is it judges comments on how toxic they are. So if we scroll down and just show off this, we've got I like flowers. It'll just return as a really low number from 0 to 1, but if you say, for example, I hate you, that'll show a little bit higher, so that's 0.9% toxic. And then basically it just rates every single message in the server from 0 to 1, and it'll automatically remove the highest ranking ones. Then we've got our ignore roles, so that means you can actually toggle off all of the anti-spam for certain roles. Then we've got our skip anti-spam, which basically means that users who say a certain word or message in whatever, they won't be logged in the anti-spam. So for example, say you've got a gambling bot with slots or something and people are spamming that command to play the game. Obviously you don't want Lithium rate limiting you, but yeah, so next we've got our warn spammers. Basically what this means is if a user does get detected by the auto mod stuff, it'll automatically warn them and make sure that they're not stepping out of line. And then we've also got some other stuff in the admin things that I'll get to in a minute. But next we've got our server owner commands. Now basically what this means is you can set the prefix. So for example, set prefix, and then let's just go /. Then we can type the help command /help, and it'll reply like that rather than having to use the default prefix. So that's something there. Next we've got add mod, delete mod, add admin, and delete admin. And basically what that does is it allows you to give certain roles to users, which means they can access the moderator or admin commands. So for example, ticket manage, that's for moderators, I believe, or admins. And regular users in the server won't be able to access that, but moderators and admins will be able to. We've got the reset command, which basically resets all the saved content from the bot. Then we've got our moderation commands, so we've got mute, warn, kick, ban, soft ban, and then commands where you can see who's been warned, what for, and that sort of stuff. Then we've got kicks and bans with the same sort of stuff. Then we've got our prune commands, which basically deletes a large amount of messages. So for example, be prune user at passive. This will delete all my messages in, prune user at passive. Mod prune user at passive. There we go. So that'll basically just delete all my messages in the chat. The same goes for user IDs and just general messages. You can use the prune user, prune ID, prune role, and just the general prune command, which will basically do the same thing. You don't have to worry about the owner commands or tokens because they're for the bot hoster. So for example, I'm hosting this bot, so I'll be able to use these commands, but regular users and server owners won't be able to. So if you wanted to download the bot off GitHub and host it yourself, that's a set of options that you can use for this. And we've got our admin commands, which are basically all setup stuff for the server. So we've got the muted role, the warn limit, so that means if a user gets warned too many times, it'll automatically kick or ban them. You can set that action using the set warn limit action one. Then there's the overload there. But next we've got the set mod log channel. Now if we go back into here, you can see that it'll actually log all moderation things. So for example, we've got the prune stuff, so say 100 messages have been cleared, a user has been warned, any of that stuff. So we've got these ones as well. So that basically means you have a log of who's warned who and that sort of stuff, which is helpful for if you want to see what happened and why a user's message was deleted. Next we've got our hack ban, which basically means you can ban a user that isn't in your server before they're able to actually join it, which is useful for if you have spammers and that sort of thing that might want to join your brand new server. You can ban them before they're able to join. Then we've got our clear warns, kicks, bans commands, which basically lets you go through and clear warns, kicks, and bans. If you go through the help stuff, there's a more in-depth look at each command and it'll tell you what they all do. So for example, we've got all these, it'll give you a description and what parameters it takes. So if we go further along to these admin commands further down, you can see what they actually do. So we've got our admin ones, so you can see you can clear warns for a specific user. Same for kicks and bans. Then we've got our hide module, hide command, and unhide module, unhide command. options which basically allow you to disable the use of certain modules or commands for users. Next we've got our server setup command, so if we go /server setup admin, there we go. I have to fix that one, but you can see that we've got our anti-spam config in here, got the second set of anti-spam, toxicity, the ignore roles, then we've got our warns and bans and kicks, event logging. So we've got our admin and mod roles as well. If we continue on, we can see a couple more commands. We've got our blacklist, so that means you can add certain keywords or messages that basically will be automatically removed. So say a user swears or something in your server. I'll show you an example of this. We've got the word rainbow blacklisted because of some stuff I created before was called Rainbow Bot, and that is partially against the Discord terms of service, so we're basically automatically removing people who try to use that. So say this person here, they said the word rainbow, and then it'll automatically reply with the specified message that we've used. Then next we've got our format help stuff. You can remove words from the blacklist, clear it, and set the default message. Then we've got our event logging stuff, which basically allows you to log virtually everything that happens in your server. So if we go back to the PassiveModding server, you can log all deleted messages. If a message is updated, you can see that as well. See when users join and leave. Yeah, and there's a heap of other things. So for example, I say hi there, and then edit that. It won't work, but if we go event view config, you can actually toggle it on there. So see, we've got message updated here, and then we can go event message updated, I believe is the command. Yep, so now we go hi, hey, and then it'll actually log that. Say the old message was hi, the new message is hey. It'll say who the author was, their ID, what channel they sent it in, and if it had an embed. What an embed is basically this. That shouldn't show up, but if a user is self-botting, then it may. And that's basically it for the bot. I can show how to set up the server if you guys want to join the support server. I'll have a link to that in the description. I'll also have a link to invite the bot and some other stuff like the GitHub page as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't very in-depth, it was just an overview of what the commands are, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and peace out.